Texas roots, where my heart belongs, where my heart belongs. Take me back to South Texas roots.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. We are getting some stuff done on the house today. Actually, I got some stuff done yesterday in between all the doctor's visits. Prayers for Dad, prayers for Mom, prayers for the whole family. Got a lot of stuff going on with everybody, basically. It's just always something happening. But anyways, we got back from Corpus yesterday about 2:30ish, 3 o'clock, something like that. And I didn't want to just not do anything the rest of the day, so I decided to go ahead and try to finish up putting in some of these lights in here. Let's see. Went ahead and finished up the recessed lighting in here, rewired them, stuck them up in there, made sure they were all in the same color temperature, which they are. Definitely lights up the bedroom a lot better now, so that's good. Have not touched the bathroom yet. That's going to be on another video. I actually have some sheetrock coming in later today. It's probably around, they said, between 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock. I just hope they can get it here, and I hope it doesn't rain today. So once we get that in, I'll have Matt come over tomorrow, and we're going to start working, finishing up the ceiling in the living room. Speaking of the living room, I worked also yesterday. Like I said, it took me, I think I started, let's see, we got back around 2:30, 3 o'clock. I worked on rewiring the lights in my bedroom, the puck lights, and in here in the living room, and it took me, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half, something like that, because I work slow. I want to try to make sure I'm doing everything right, and getting up and down the ladder, I move very slow. But I got the lights inset here in the living room as well, and then after that, I took about an hour break, and then started working on the tongue and groove wall over there behind where the TV is. I did that from, I'd say close to from like 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night, so it's been a very long day of working. But check this out. I got it all the way up to the very tip top over here. The next board I do, I might have to cut around the beam up there, and then it'd just be two little triangle pieces. So that took me quite a bit of time getting up and down the ladder, up and down, moving the scaffolding, all this crap everywhere. There's stuff everywhere in here, which I'm gonna have to clean that up here in a second, but got all that stuff taken care of. Trying to get the cuts as good as I can up there. There are little gaps on the edges of the slants, but that's all gonna be covered up by trim. Like I said, it was a little bit of a task, but I just put a Kill Tony on, the little podcast, and watched, I think, 1.5 of them, so it was right around 3 hours of work. So got that done. Like I said, I'm gonna wait probably till later on to finish up that last little piece up top. And then you can see over here, I made a boo-boo a while back. We have some wire running right here. That's the surround sound wire that's over here in the kitchen on that wall, and then over there on this wall over here in the living room. So ran that up along the beam, came back down, and we had it run all the way down to where it's behind the TV over here. But when we were putting up the tongue and groove, I forgot to drill a hole and pull it out. So unfortunately, you got to do what you got to do. So I ended up having to cut a little hole up there and run it out. The TV will be moving up. I'm going to lift it up about another foot or so. So it's going to be hanging up just a little bit higher than what these windows are. So that wire should be hanging up just above where the TV is. And then I have, sorry, my knee is killing me. Got this Longhorn skull that I got from a company for a review on. That got the horns and stuff, they just fit right in. That will be mounted up above the TV up here, so I think that'll look really good. So that's what I'm gonna be getting into today. Once again, I got a callus on the end of my leg right where the, I guess when I had my accident, they had to sew the very end of the leg up to be able to stop the bleeding and all that good stuff. And that thing, it gets a callus on it, and when you're going up and down a ladder a million times, it decided that it wanted to, I guess, kind of bust open a little bit. There was a little bit of blood. Nothing you can do about it. I appreciate all the kind words, all the thoughts and everything else that you guys are going to try to tell me to do to make it better. It's not my first rodeo. It won't be my last one. It's just, it is what it is. It happens every year. And this time I actually have another sore spot on the side of it from going up and down last night. So I'm going to be limping around a little bit extra today. It just is what it is. I don't want to hear it in the comments. So anyways, don't take that the wrong way. But anyways, I'm going to clean up all this crap. First thing, get that cleaned up. Then, like I said, I'm going to take the TV down, remount it up a little bit higher, and then see if I can mount the Longhorn up there, and then try to finish up that piece that's up top. And by the time I get that done, I'm hoping that Lowe's will be here to drop off the sheetrock. fingers crossed. I really hope that there's going to be 2 of them here so they can help me bring it in. If not, which I don't think there will be 2 people, I'll just have them dump it off out in the driveway, and I'll get Matt to come over a little bit later and bring it in. I'm going to try to, almost dropped you guys. I'm going to try to put it in over here out of the way. And then, like I said, I can go up and finish up this section up top, and then right above where the stove is, and then complete this wall over here. And then my living room will be pretty much 100% closed in and ready to tape and float. And then, like I said, I'll start working on the bathroom, completing the ceiling in there and back behind the toilet. So sorry for all the talking. It's just there's only so much I can do, and I'm trying to keep this channel afloat. Speaking of the channel, I got hacked on my Google AdSense, which is how you get paid from YouTube. I got an email last night, and they said that my Google ads have been canceled. So of course I started freaking out because that's how I make my money. So I'm going to try to see if I can get a hold of somebody or something on Monday to get that figured out. There's really no numbers and stuff that I can reach out on. I know this has happened to other YouTubers in the past. I don't know exactly how to fix this, but that's what I'm going through right now on top of everything else. And then I mentioned on the side channel STR Talks about my truck still being in the shop. I got a price on that, and it's a little bit pricey, but it could have been a lot worse. So anyways, I'm gonna put you guys down. I might actually just do a time lapse so it actually shows me doing something instead of just talking. So I'm gonna put you guys down, start cleaning everything up, and then we'll get to hanging the TV and hanging up the Longhorn. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. All right, so I got the house semi-cleaned, clean enough to be able to move stuff around, and I'm gonna go ahead and just try to knock this last board out up there, or 2 boards at the very top. I'm struggling today, but I'm gonna get it done. Probably not the safest to have this tubing up here, but oh, all right, first things first. Across here, you're looking at right around 43.5 wide. This next board, I'm gonna have to cut off part of the bottom to be able to make it up to the top here around the beam here. So it looks like these boards are roughly about 5.5 inches thick. And then from where this one's gonna sit to where the beam is, looks like it might be right at that. So let me grab a small piece real quick. I should have already grabbed one to test it out, but I never think things through. Oh, what's one extra lap up and down this thing? Oh, got copy of the Crockers on, watching it. Have it on mute though for now. Nobody wants to hear Jason talk that much, right? What I'm doing is trying to see if I need to trim this board up a little to make it around the beam. And it looks like I'm going to have to. It doesn't have to be perfect. Even if there's a little gap underneath the beam here, I'm going to do a faux beam all the way across, which is going to cover all the wires. It's going to cover a little bit of the gap where the drywall didn't go completely up to it. Somebody's texting me, I don't know who, but Lowe's sent me a text message earlier saying that they're 8 deliveries away and they'll be here between 3 and 7 o'clock, and it's currently, if I can see with that light, about 11:20 in the morning. So 43 and a half this way, and then I'll probably end up cutting off. I'll start out with maybe a, oh, let's see how much again, because I got to get it over this lip here to make it fit right. So you're probably looking at about at least a ½ inch. I'm gonna have to take off the next board. So once again, before I get down, I'm gonna measure again so I don't have to get up and down one extra time. About 43 and a half by about 5 inches. And then I had to cut the angles as well. So we'll see how this goes. Fingers crossed I don't have to make 15,000 different cuts on this and do this over again. All right, sorry for the shots being so far away. I'm just using my little action camera. But went ahead and trimmed it up a little, cut the boards on the sides, the angles. Please let this fit. I do not want to get back up here and have to redo this. Oh man, come on. Oh, come on. Needs a little love tap. This side looks like it's this side's not in. Oh, come on. Nothing ever fits right. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Maybe if I put this side in first, try this side now. It's like a freaking woodpecker. Well, come on, Jared, think about this. Don't make it harder than it's supposed to be. Do it like that. Come on now. Oh, it's so close. This side's in pretty good. This one's a little bit higher. There's not much room to work with. Sorry if my ass is hanging out. Ugh. There we go. May not be perfect, but it's in there. It gives me a little bit of a gap here. This side looks like it needs to go up a hair to match the other side a little. Kind of have to cheat it somewhat, but whatever. That's in, that's in. The faux beam will cover this little hole right here. And then I got to get 2 little triangle pieces. Should be done. And then I got to plug in the nail gun once again, but oh, that fit somewhat. Good enough. Sheesh. Nothing ever comes easy, but like I said, I had to cheat it a little bit on the right side to make it even. I had to do that on another piece on the other side to even it out earlier. So overall, it fit up there. It gave me probably I don't know, an 1/8 of an inch gap underneath the beam, which is going to be covered by the faux beam over the top of it. Now I just got to cut 2 little small triangle pieces, hook up the nail gun, and then that'll be completed. And then I can raise up the TV and hang up the skull, and then go back in later on and trim everything out. But sorry you couldn't see it up close, but like I said, it's there. And I got all that done before Jason's finished talking on Coffee the Crocker. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go cut the other pieces real quick, measure those out, and then I'll get it all hammered in, and then we'll check back in after. All right, just like that, got it done up top. I was gonna try to wait till later once again, but I decided just go ahead and knock it out and get the scaffolding out of the way. Now I can move my TV up, just watching the Crockers building his house. Seems like that's all we do is build stuff. And drink lots of water. So anyways, I kind of lucked out. It only took me about 5 or 6 trips up there this time to get that stuff done. The little triangle piece at the top on the left side, there's more. Oh, lost my microphone, guys. Good night. But anyways, a little bit of a gap on the left side. All that stuff's going to be covered up by trim work. And then once again, we're going to have a nice big faux beam going up there covering everything else. So next step is for me to rest for a second. I'm going to finish watching this video and then cool off for a minute. And then what I'll do is I'll take the TV down, take the mount off the wall, raise the mount up. Like I said, you can see up there, it's about 1.5 feet above where the TV is now. I'm not going to lift the TV up that high, but I am going to lift it up another foot or so. So you should be able to see a little bit of that wire. I'll find something to cover it up a little bit later. And then mount the TV, and then once again, get the skull over there and mount that up top. And that'll probably be good for today's video. I'll try to save the rest of my energy for the next couple of days by hanging up sheetrock, or for hanging up sheetrock. So anyways, I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll check back in. All right, guys, so I went ahead and hung up the TV a little bit higher. I'm going to go ahead and measure real quick, see how high that actually is. I just needed it to go a little bit higher than it was, so it's probably higher than most people would want it, but about 55 inches high off the ground, which is plenty in here. I needed space above it for the Longhorn skull. Once again, I got a sponsorship a while back. I know Jason had got one, and I had got one as well. This one's got a little bit of feathers engraved in it, but I thought it'd be a cool piece to put above here. And then eventually, when I shoot a nail guy out at the ranch, a big bull, I'll go ahead and mount one up here. But for now, this will definitely do. Ugh. Trying not to drop it. I got a couple of screws already mounted in to the beam going down the wall. I think that'd be a cool little piece to have up here. Nothing screams Texas more than a Longhorn, so. All right. Hopefully that's centered enough. I'll have to get down and look. But I wanted a little bit of a space here. You can still see the surround sound wire hanging just a little bit, so I'll just have a little wood piece or something over that. It's not a huge issue. We all make mistakes. And overall, I hope this came out good. I don't have to come back up here, but overall, I think it's going to come out pretty good. It seems like it fits real good up here. And then once again, I'll have the big wooded blinds over there so that I can cover the windows. I'll have those trimmed out. So I'm going to get down real quick, take a little gander myself, see what it looks like. I'm tired of being up on scaffolding and ladders, but the show must go on. Oh. Yeah, let me see from back behind you guys. Yeah, that'll work. Like I said, let me see if I can get you off this stand here. Took me a little to get that TV up. It was a little bit heavy, but went ahead and mounted the mount up a little bit higher. I didn't want to go too high with it. When I had a TV in Terrell mounted up on the wall, I always had people commenting that it was too high, like they were living there watching it or something. But I didn't quite get through Jason's video. He's still building back there, but yeah, nice big Longhorn up there. Nice little feature piece above the TV. Still have the fireplace down here. I'm not going to do a floor-to-ceiling fireplace. I thought about it at one point, but I decided to go against it. Just mount the TV against the tongue and groove, and then just build a small little frame down here and put the fireplace down there with the mantle, which will be on another video. So anyways, I guess that's all I got for today. Like I said, I got the sheetrock coming in. It is currently 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I got to get this edited and posted for you guys today. And it should be a couple hours before the sheetrock gets here, so I'm going to rest my body because I got to load that stuff in myself. Last thing I want to do, but hey, like I said, the show must go on. So anyways, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of my feature wall. We are one step closer to getting this place finished. Next video, we'll be finishing up the sheetrock on this side, and they'll be ready to work in the bathroom. So anyways, I very much appreciate you guys for watching, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Bye, guys.
Take me back to South Texas roots, where my heart belongs, where my heart belongs. Take me back to South Texas roots.